Don't get confused. Down payment is one thing, closing cost is another, discount points is another, prepaid items is another, which equals total cash to close. Today we're talking about closing cost. It's not sexy, and it's not exciting, and it's not free. Stay tuned to the end of this video because, as always, I'm going to give you all the scoop. Welcome to your one-stop shop for anything and everything mortgage education. My name is Stephanie Weeks, and I have helped thousands and thousands of customers with their mortgage financing. I've been a loan officer for 17 years, recognized in the top 1% of loan officers in production for the past several years in a row by Mortgage Executive Magazine. I also have been recognized by the Scotsman Guide of Top Originators. I drop new videos every Tuesday and every Saturday. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified, and don't forget to share with your friends and family. In today's video, you're going to learn about closing costs, what they are, what they consist of, how they can vary. You're going to learn about what to reference if you're comparing lenders. You're going to learn about closing versus prepaids versus discount point versus down payment versus cash to close. Closing costs are not to be confused with prepaid items, although once I explain to my customers closing costs and prepaids, once they know the difference and I explain all of those things, moving forward, I lump them together and say closing costs, and I'm combining the two. There is a lot of misconception when you're not realizing that closing costs and prepaid items are different. What are closing costs? Technically, they are the cost associated with the lender to give you the loan, the title company, possibly a surveyor if something like that is required, possibly things like a termite certificate, well certificate, septic certificate. Those kind of things can go into closing cost as well. And even though we call it something different, even discount points are part of the closing cost process. Basically, what is closing cost? Think of it in these simple terms: lender, appraiser, title company, clerk of court, and other, where those different inspections might fall in. A lot of times the sellers pay those, so you don't have to worry about it, but not always. And that depends on your negotiations. So let's go ahead and include that. Again, lender, appraiser, title company, clerk of court, and other. Then we have discount points, if you pay any, or if you choose to pay any, shall I say. It should be a choice. Well, maybe not always, but that's a whole nother topic. And then you have your prepaid items, which is the prepaid taxes, insurances, things like that. So that's 7 items total. When I say the lender, there are so many different fees that they may or may not charge, and things can be called different things. Some of the closing costs from the lender perspective, that I see commonly are things like underwriting, processing, flood cert, tax certificate, verifications of employment, credit report, doc prep. There's just a lot of different things. And it basically, each lender can charge what they want and they can call it what they want to an extent. That's why I break it apart like I do, because when you're comparing closing costs, if you have a title company that you're choosing and you get quotes from a lender, don't look at the title section because it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Appraisals, that cost can vary lender to lender. They should be relatively similar in fees. Keep an eye out for that, of course, because that could be $50 or $100 possibly. But when you're comparing lender closing costs, you want to look at just the lender, not the title company, not the prepaids, but the lender. And then kind of reference the appraisal, but not dramatically. You're more looking at that processing, underwriting, flood cert, tax prep, verification, different things like that, doc prep, and that's what you want to compare when you're comparing closing cost. Break it down one more time. Closing, prepaid, discount. That's what all combines. Cost involved in the purchase, which is added to your down payment, and then that is what equals cash to close. Don't get confused. Down payment is one thing, closing cost is another, discount points is another, prepaid items is another, which equals total cash to close. Short and sweet, but a little bit complicated, a little bit simple. Of course, ask questions, drop comments. Those are the things you want to look at, consider when you're looking at different lenders and comparing those things, but you need to know what those closing costs are, and that was the point of today's video. Thank you. I have a free download as always, and I'm going to put a link in the description below, so make sure you check it out. Do me a favor and drop me a comment. I cannot express to you how much I love your comments, your feedback. It makes me so elated that this content is helping. We had a comment the other day, and maybe we'll even start doing some shout outs, but we had a comment the other day that brought me to tears. Basically said that the whole process was overwhelming. They were tired of it. They couldn't deal with it anymore. We're ready to throw in the towel. And after watching a few of my videos, they literally used the words, I calmed down and I get it, and I'm so much less anxious. And that is the point of this. So thank you so much. Please keep those comments coming. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, why not? Go ahead and do it. What's it gonna hurt? Seriously though, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell to be notified. Please do share these videos and the channel with your friends and family to help me spread my mission of mortgage peace. And since you're here with me today and you're visiting anyway, stay a little longer. Check out some of these other videos. I'll drop some links up here.